Hello and welcome to Hard Times Season 1, Episode 3. Can't believe we made it this far. My name is Chris. I'm again here with Luke and the wonderful Jordan. Boys, how's our week going?
Yeah, mine's all right. I'll start because Jordan's got his mouth full of something. This is after he's just said to us that he's so full that he can't eat anymore and he feels sick.
And now he's got a Snickers. He's just decided to eat a Snickers.
No, you don't speak, it's fine. You finish your Snickers. My week's going all right, thanks, Chris. I did Monday, Tuesday this week. I've done as my shifts. What is it today? Thursday. I had some absolute madness of a shift.
Yeah.
To move kid from Molesey to Canvey Island in Essex.
Molesey, land of opportunity.
Want to go, and he went mental, and he bit me on the arm at one stage. So that's been my week. How about you, Jordan? How's isolation and what's going on?
Yeah, it's been a month since I've touched anybody. I've seen people, but I haven't given any.
I wasn't asking about your restraining order.
I thought the boy was moving in with you.
Not yet. End of this month.
End of the month. Okay, so you got a couple of weeks left. You holding up? All right, or?
Yeah. It just came to light. I just told you guys that I had to have a new phone, so you guys should be seeing me in a new light. I managed to drop my phone just before the lockdown, and it's called a crystal bleed. So your phone slowly goes black until you can't see the screen, and that happened to me. So I've got a new phone, and I cut the lawn. I got to use a ride-on lawnmower.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one there to stop you, is there? So you can just do what you want, as long as you got the keys and the petrol.
Yeah, I could just. I'm free reign. I could do whatever I want. Really.
That's scary. That's a scary
thing. Drive a car if I wanted to. There's no one to stop me.
Well, we'll get onto you driving vehicles one day. We haven't hit that week yet, have we? Yeah. No, I've had an exciting week. I cut all 3 of my daughter's hair, and I think good-ish.
Did you cut it like yours?
No. The first 2 I cut with blunt scissors. The littlest one, her one looks all right. The middle one, she needs me to do it again. And basically,
well then,
it's harder than it looks. I can see why it's a profession. And then the eldest ones, I literally was just doing it before this, and I think my wife was just like behind me, and you could just tell by her breath and her eyes that I wasn't doing a good enough job.
Okay.
I think it was all right. It's just, hey, look, I just saved myself like 50 quid. So, it is what it is. Everyone's happy.
You can't even pay anyone to do it at the moment, can you?
Exactly. Yeah, they're not paying me, and then they still want their Easter eggs later on. So it's been a good week though. I think they're having a good time. But right, so this week, lads, we have dedicated this week to a very special family that Jordan has had numerous encounters with, and enough content to at least fill 1 episode. So Jordan, who is this family that has impacted your life so magnificently?
The Catchpoles!
Hey!
Catchpoles.
Yeah, we talked a bit about them last week. The Catchpoles. So Millmead has a lot of families. The Catchpoles are a family that stand out because they're so at the forefront of absolutely everything that goes on within the church.
Glowing report here.
Yeah. Whether it's from Rich, who's at the front making like a mockery of himself, whether it's Archie doing the youth. When I was at the church, they were kind of involved with everything, so you couldn't really escape them at all.
Yeah, so they've got 2 sons and a daughter. We touched on Archie last week.
Yeah.
During the Milkgate incident.
Yeah.
With the chili chocolate.
Yeah.
I think we're mainly going to focus on Will, though, aren't we? The other son.
Yeah, your encounters with Will. Because Will was in the same year group as you, wasn't he?
Mm.
Yeah. How would you describe Will?
He's still eating his Snickers.
Yeah, I'm not finished.
Hey, come on, we're recording.
Yeah, man. Do it before or after.
Unprofessional.
I know.
Oh, that's not professional. Will is He's tall and lanky, and he's a singer. He's actually got a really good singing voice.
He's a singer.
He's got a song called Precious on Spotify and YouTube. And
Oh yeah, he does. It's quite a good song.
Little sales pitch, yeah.
And
got
it
one of
is incredible.
He's got a very deep voice as well, as William.
Yeah,
he's got one of them really deep, monotone, emotionless voices, isn't he?
Yeah. I can't wait for him to listen to this.
If he's excited about something, you can't tell.
Oh, yeah. Go on, John. Do your impression of Will. I'd love to hear that.
Oh, I never do impressions.
Did he
Go on,
an
do
impression
one.
of Will?
I feel like this is a good time.
This could be an interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how are you? Yeah. So it's quite. That's close. It's
Okay, we're
quite...
never asking him to do impressions again.
No, that was it. Wow, the build up for that. Hey, how are you?
Okay. Anyway, that's nothing like Will Catchpole at all. But
No.
thanks for that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So, Jordan, we're going to share some stories about your time. Mainly, all of these have happened around their house, haven't they? I mean, there's probably countless other ones where Will or Archie has been involved in, but these are specifically around their house. So again, it's one of those.
You're a guest in their house in many of these stories.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, I've lost you.
This is going well.
Jordan, so he's eating a Snickers, dropped his new phone. So Jordan, why don't we start with the stories around the eggs?
Yeah. I can't.
Okay. Set the scene, Jordan.
So I kind of been going to Millmead for a little bit. I've been kind of going to the youth club, and then I think me and Will are actually going to go for dinner. Dinner is like we've talked about going for coffee. Dinner's just a bigger coffee. So we're just going to go for dinner, and I think we were going to Nando's or something like that.
Coffee's stage one, and then you move on to dinner.
Yeah. I mean, this does sound like a dating service. It's like,
even though you don't drink coffee as well, you have a Ribena.
You drink your hot Ribena.
And I got to Will's house, and he was busy doing something, and I thought I was like, I'm going to be funny, so I got an egg. I got an egg, and I literally
around his house as a guest. You were busy. Will was busy doing something, and you picked up an egg, thinking, "I'm going to do something funny."
Yeah. Well, no one else was around. Like his family-wise, they were all off in like Devon or something.
Okay, that justifies this. Okay.
Yeah.
I really like Devon, and he decided, and I just learnt the fact that eggs are strong enough to support a helicopter. So if you've got a flat layer of eggs.
Is that a fact?
I don't know. Well, we're about to find out.
No. Yeah, when there's many eggs, they can support a helicopter, but only when they're top to bottom.
Okay.
So my brain started going. I was like, surely then I'm not as heavy as a helicopter. One egg should be able to support my weight.
Mate, you're a genius.
Yeah.
I know. To cut a long story shortish, I put the egg down. Will came in the room. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Watch this. Trust me." I stepped on the egg and it cracked. And
those famous words, "Watch this, trust me." Oh no.
Will's face when the egg cracked was one of like, "What are you doing?" But it was kind of like, "Oh, we can clean it up. It's fine." And at this point, I started. You got someone coming in.
I know. I could just see someone just holding in.
Oh.
So like, Ames, come tell them how was the haircut. Come on, we've got a special guest.
Special guest.
What did we just do?
Cut our daughter's hair.
And how's it look?
I just straightened it up a little bit.
But yeah, so I didn't do great.
There were a few like long bits hanging down. The question is, should I let Chris do my hair?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
To be honest, I've lost a lot of confidence in the last hour.
He's had 3 attempts. I think he's going to nail it this time.
Yeah.
Third time lucky.
He's had a lot of practice now.
All right, there's our special guest. That was literally a drop-in visit. Right, so Jordan, egg.
Yeah.
You know, strong enough for a helicopter.
You trod on the egg, and Will came in kind of disbelief and bewilderment, thinking, "I've just invited you to my house, and you're in the kitchen with an egg, and you've just trod on the egg, and it's cracked and gone all over my floor."
Yeah, that was egg number 1.
So what did you do after you smashed this egg? What followed?
There's this point that I learned at my time at CYE is where the line is, and the line was way before cracking the first egg. The line, I crossed the line, but at this point,
You've crossed the line of sort of normal guest-like behaviour as soon as you trod on an egg in his kitchen.
Because these aren't even your eggs.
No, they're not. Yeah, I know.
You didn't even bring your own eggs.
And then
okay, so did you help clean up the egg?
No, I went to the other side of the kitchen because I didn't know where anything was. And that's where the eggs were stored. So I found another one and I was like...
So you left the scene and thought, I'd better leave this.
Better try again. I must have done it wrong.
You found yet more eggs.
Yeah, and at this point, I was like... I was a bit confused at why the egg wasn't working. And at this point, I made dead eye contact with Willis, who was cleaning up the first egg, squatted down like a chicken and dropped the egg onto the floor. And it cracked and broke again. And at this point, I was like, "Oh, I didn't expect that one." So
you thought, I know what will break the ice in this awkward situation that I've just smashed an egg on the floor. I'll pretend to be a chicken laying an egg. Is that your thought process?
Yeah, and so then
you smashed another one then.
Yeah, so that's two, and then Will decided to clean up Will then helped clean up the second one. And at this point, I was like,
when you say helped, I mean, were you doing it as
He
well?
did it.
He did it.
Yeah.
He did it all.
And then I was like, some humour needs to be brought to the situation. So I went over.
Attempted failed.
Well, I went over to the sofa with my last egg that I'd actually stored in my pocket. And I was like, I'll squat on the sofa.
Why did you take another egg and put it in your pocket?
Because I knew he'd try hide the rest of the eggs or take them away from me if he knew I had them.
Who puts an egg in their pocket for a start? That's just asking for trouble. It's like
it's a bit of a risk there. I wouldn't put
it's like Cool Runnings. Remember Cool Runnings with the guy he had his lucky egg, and he used to keep that in his suit.
I've never watched Cool Runnings.
Oh, you've never watched Cool Runnings?
It's only like Cool Runnings in the sense that he had an egg. No other part of this is like Cool Runnings at all.
Oh, just this is a bit of a theme. I have had so many occasions in my life where I've got all the yolk out of an egg, put it into my pocket or my rucksack in anticipation of throwing it at someone in church, and then thinking they're about to get hit by an egg, then freaking out, and all that happens is that I'll be walking along, something will happen, I'll be like, crud, it's broken in my pocket, and like not 4 or 5 times. I've learnt my lesson now. So you're a serial kind of egg. Yeah. So you like to drain all the yolk and everything out of an egg, so it's like just a shell. Is that right?
Oh, you think you know a guy?
And pretend that you throw it at people, but you haven't successfully done that because you keep cracking it in your pocket. Is that right?
You say it like it's peasant text. This was when I was still at Milmead. This was young Milmead, but I was like, that would be the coolest thing ever. That'd be so funny.
This is previous Jordan Hard behaviour. Okay, you're no longer that person. Okay.
Yeah, now he's learned the line. He knows where the line is now.
So you smash the second egg. You've got an egg in your pocket. What next?
So I climb onto a sofa to cheer him up a bit, and I release the third egg in the same manner. I bend down, I cluck quite loudly, make eye contact, and he stares at me. I drop the egg onto the sofa, knowing that it'll be fine. And unfortunately, what happened? It hit the sofa. I've never seen an egg bounce before, but it bounced and then cracked into exactly the same spot as the first one. And this one I did clean up. I wasn't allowed. He wasn't allowed to get away from it.
Oh my word! And was this like one of the first times you'd been around his house?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the fact you just thought, I'm going to pursue this I'm pretending to lay an egg thing. I mean, what did Will say after this? Was he just what was going on?
Will was furious, rightfully so. He had every single right to be annoyed with me in that situation. But for some reason, Jordan was like, lighten up! I just completely disrespected his house. What was I to expect?
You just talk about yourself in the third person then.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Jordan
about Jordan Hard. He was this guy, he is no more. He would never break an egg in a man's house ever again.
No.
Okay.
So was that the end of the egg tale? Yeah, that was good.
Then my auntie took us to Nando's.
Did she treat you? So basically,
That
just
was
you
so
killing
random.
time was cracking eggs in Will's house.
Yeah.
That's all it
And
was.
then your auntie
No.
took you to Nando's.
Yeah, most people just play FIFA or watch the telly. You know, just sit waiting.
It
Oh,
had to be an adventure.
yeah. Okay, so fast forward, it's like a year later, and then you have an incident with some, what was it, aftershave or cologne or what?
What had
Talk us
happened
through
here?
this one.
Hmm?
Go on. Talk us through this
Um,
one, yeah.
So there was this barbecue happening around Will's house later in the evening, and Will invited me like early afternoon to help set up and help do everything, like make the fire. I got there quite early, so Will was like, "Oh, just
That
come."
strikes me as like a bad idea at this
Yeah.
stage. Bearing in mind the last time he invited you around, you dropped 3 eggs on the floor.
I've been around since, and I made quite a rapport with his parents. I think they quite liked me at this point.
Okay, we'll have to test that if that's fake news or not.
Anyway, so so the parents were away again, and I remember Archie and Pops were like in the garden, and we're up in Will's bedroom, and we were about to go to Aldi, and he was like, "Oh, John, do you want some cologne?" And I was like, yeah. So this is totally Will's fault. He's got quite a bit of cologne left, so he just goes, empties the bottle completely onto my hands. I'm like, oh, great. So now my hands, cologne isn't like water where you can like brush it off. My hands are like wet and slimy. And then I remember
I just like to stop and say, another thing I find funny about this is that you decided to put cologne on to go to Aldi.
Yeah.
Well, when was that a thing? You're upstairs. Will's just thought to himself, "Well, we're going to Aldi. Do you want a bit of cologne, Jordan?"
Yeah.
Is he hinting
Just,
at
you
something?
never know.
Is he like,
You never know who you're going to meet in
not
those
showered
middle
for 3
aisles.
weeks or something.
Hey, the checkouts.
That's the middle aisles.
He gave you all of his cologne right on your hands.
It's going to be quite difficult to describe this because I then for some reason charged down his staircase, but I put my hand on the top of the stairs, like on the top of the banister, and tried to like. The staircase does a spiral, so I tried to like get round the top in quite a cool fashion. But because my hands were wet with cologne, I just fell. And as I started falling, I managed to like reach out, and I managed to grab 2 of like the wooden supports for the banister. I would have been totally fine if my hands were dry. I would have just held on. I would have been fine. But because my hands were now like just liquid, that like a cologne was slathered over them, I just like down this banister, kicking out wildly to try and stop me from hitting anything. I managed to kick out one of his banister poles, one of the things holding up the banister, put my leg through it, and then I can't remember what happened. I remember falling down like the majority of the stairs. Will came down, shocked. He was like, "Are you okay?" I was like,
No, Will would have said, "Are you okay?" That's how Will would have said it.
Yeah, and I remember then. Oh, I wish I could remember what his parents said because he texted his parents.
So they weren't there.
No, they were away again. I remember one of them saying, "I was like, make sure the banister's okay," and then they were like, "And check on Jordan. Do check on Jordan, but is the banister okay?" Like that was the.
And suffice to say, the banister wasn't okay because you actually put your foot through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely broke it.
So the banister did not survive this tale.
So you've got no real idea why you were sort of in a rush to go down the stairs with cologne on your hands.
I don't know whether we were leaving for Aldi and then like, Archie was in the car. I don't even know how much of a rush I was in, but like, I thought I was quite stylish by like spinning around the top of the staircase like that.
I would love to have seen this.
I know. It would have been hard. But so, Jordan, was it the same day that you had the incident with the toilet door open? Or was that a different day?
That was that evening of the barbecue that we just set up.
So we're actually only focusing on a day then today. So what happened later on at this? Is this the same barbecue that you had like a massive fire, like a rotisserie chicken? Is this that one? You at one point you did.
I think
that was a different one. Yeah.
I can tell that afterwards because that is a really good one.
Is that where you set fireworks up in Tom Cobb's garden or something?
I think there was a big night. Something happened. Okay, so you've broken a banister. You smell good on your hands at least. and then fast forward to the evening.
So who was at the barbecue? What was it for? What was it in aid of?
I don't remember being invited.
I think it was just like a gathering, like young people.
Of the young people, was it?
Yeah, it was usually just the young people. Like Will was quite good at hosting stuff like that. But just he put it on the group chat, and like some people would come. Not everyone. It wasn't the whole youth. It was kind of like our group.
Excellent. That's really inclusive.
Yeah.
Creating a nice clique for yourself there, George.
I know.
Yeah, very good.
Hey, that's how the youth works.
That's how the youth works. Okay, right. So we're now at the evening of the barbecue, are we? When the barbecue is in full flow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what
and I
happened?
remember there being some drama about the toilets, the downstairs toilets. Like there was a lot of hoo-ha on what was happening in the toilet, like not happening in the toilet, but like.
Chris, you're going to need to step in here, mate.
I just feel like I don't
have
need
to have
to
some
hear
conversations with parents.
it. Yeah.
I think someone had like a poo and left some skids in the toilet. And so
Was
then
it
I
you?
needed a wee, so I went upstairs. I was actually staying the night. I can remember I was staying the right night. Was that? I don't know. And I went into the toilet and I felt comfortable enough around the Catchpoles house. Again, I've learned that this was a weird thing to do, but I left the door open.
Hindsight, this is a weird thing to do.
The door didn't lock anyway, but I left the door open. So like for some reason.
Whilst
I was
you were urinating.
Yeah. I was having a wee, and then suddenly I heard Jordan, and then stomping up the stairs. And it wasn't just one person; it was like 2 or 3. So I predicted that I was about to get mugged in the toilets by a few of my mates. I thought they were going to do something to me. So
They would have caught you with your pants down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my biggest concern was get it all away. So I just pulled my trousers up as quick as I could. In this moment, I'd forgotten to stop weeing. So I had.
How can you stop weeing?
I was so focused on what was coming up the stairs that
You just
That's a
thought
good
you'd take the hit and soil yourself.
yeah. But luckily, I had a spare change of clothes, so I managed to get my pants from downstairs up, and then somehow the pants that I'd weed in ended up in Archie's bed.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't put them there.
I didn't put them there, but Archie then was like, Jordan, your pants are in my bed. And I was like, no, they're not. They're yours. They're your pants, Archie. He was like, Jordan, they're your pants.
The
I was
pants
like,
that you'd
no.
wet yourself in.
Yeah,
Trying to say,
They're currently soaking wet with your own.
yeah, Archie, this isn't my wee, this is your wee. Come on.
Sorry. So you're saying that you didn't put them there?
I can't. This is where the confusion comes because I
So where
cannot
did you put
remember.
them? Where did you
I
leave
feel like there
them?
might have been a Coles there.
Yeah,
What the
maybe.
thing is that what bothers me about that is they've actually picked up your urine-soaked.
Or
Thanks.
it's not. They're not as like they're not like dripping wet. Like obviously I hadn't like pulled my pants up and then gone, oh, I'm weeing and carried on. I'd managed to stop relatively quickly in the process, but I had still peed.
But who can stop weeing? You when you're done, you're done. When you're not done, you're not done. It's a
that's
simple
what I'm
process.
thinking.
Can you not
Well,
stop?
No, it hurts.
Oh, I can stop.
You can stop.
Yeah.
What, you like a
Like
tap?
permanently stop. Like midway through flow, you can just be like, right, I bet I've got.
I'm done now. I'm going to save this for later.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair, that's incredible if you've got that power, right?
Yeah.
But what strikes me is why didn't you use it in this moment?
No, it's not like I'm not going to the toilet. I'm not like stopping and starting my wee. But I feel like in a stressful enough situation, I could stop weeing, and I wouldn't. Like, it's not like if I'm about to pee myself, I wouldn't carry on peeing. I feel like anyone has the power to stop peeing themselves.
Well,
If
like you are
I can't
tougher than the
believe this.
sun. I feel like it's that sort of territory.
Okay, fine. Well, okay, so essentially you wet yourself and somehow your boxers or whatever you were wearing.
yeah, ended up in Archie's bed.
Yeah, and he
had
was
got into
talking about this
Archie's
for
bed.
weeks.
Yeah, then there's this.
And we
back
don't know
and
how
forth.
I got there, but where did you leave them? That's what I want to know.
I can't remember. I had a bag, so most likely in the bag.
Yeah, on his pillow is what I got told.
I can't remember putting them there, but
Oh wait, and a moment ago you said you didn't. Now it's I can't remember. Jordan, which one is it, mate? We've got to.
Oh,
Chris,
Keep your story straight.
do I say I didn't or I can't remember? Because that is something that I would have found funny at the time. No, I'm gonna say I cannot remember putting them there, but there is a chance that it did happen, or someone else put them there. But then this back and forth started between me and Arch of you put your pants. I've got your pants. They're not my pants. I've got your pants. They're not mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
sounds like a fun barbecue.
Yeah, which Archie's just a lanky version of Will with a squeaky voice, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a beard.
And a beard. Has he got a beard again now?
He's got a beard now, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah, you can grow one though. I like Will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so John, let's go back to the other story we're going to talk about, the barbecue. The
Oh yeah.
rotisserie.
Yeah, this is
What
a bit of
happened
a legendary thing that I've done. That I'm really proud of this. So Will and the Coleses, they got back from going to, I think it was Spain or Portugal. They went somewhere, and then they'd had this rotisserie chicken machine, and me and Will were like, oh, like let's make one. So we got a barbecue. Everything. We went to Wickes and bought some piping, shoved a chicken on the end. But we went to my house in Guildford to do this for the second time, and I didn't have a barbecue at the time, but I did have an old boiler. So in this boiler, we just chucked absolutely everything we could.
I've never heard anyone
Wood-wise,
say
we
that
didn't-
before. I didn't have a barbecue. But what I did have was an old boiler.
And so we set we set the fire going, and we just put loads of wood in, but we didn't know what chemicals were on the wood. So the fire got going, and it built up and it built up and it built up, and it almost burnt through our washing line. And the fire, I've never seen a fire be green before, but this fire, all the chemicals were.
That's carbon dioxide.
Yeah, maybe. Or then
No, it
we
is
started
green
cooking this
flame carbon dioxide.
Oh, that's not good then, because then we cooked the chicken on it and we ate it, but it was. It permanently burned my garden. It's bad even. Oh, I burnt my shoe as well. Like we set the boiler on fire, and then we realised that it was in the worst place possible. It was too close to the house, so we had to try kick it away, and it burnt us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be an episode as well, just about you and fire as well. There's a few stories around that. In that one at CYE.
So that was around your house, around the Coles' house?
That was around mine. The
That was
boiler.
around yours. The
The
boiler.
boiler
one.
was around yours. I remember you doing something at the Coles' house at a barbecue.
Yeah.
Was
I
it
set a
fireworks
firework.
night?
Oh.
I
Set
set.
firework in their house or something?
No, it was near Tom's birthday, and I had this huge firework, and he was like, "You can light it at the bottom of my garden." And so I got out on the patio and I lit it, thinking I'd have time to get to the bottom of the garden. Long garden, long garden. I just started sprinting to get to the back, noticing the view was halfway. So I just threw it, and some brand new neighbours had moved in next door, and it hadn't landed flat. It had landed at an angle that it was now firing fireworks at their house.
Like Amy works with the girl that lives next door to the Coleses. I've heard that story.
Did they say about it?
Amy
Oh,
says
well,
they're familiar with the story. Oh
They're familiar
man.
with that. Okay.
Okay, right. Well, I think our time's nearly running out. So
We've got
John,
one
I think
more.
is there what one? What's the other one we got?
There was the party.
Where the party. This is really funny. This
Oh
one.
yes. No, we've got time for that one. We've definitely got time for that one.
So tell us about this then, Jordan.
The party. This one
what's
is like
the context here.
this one is like the climax of stuff just happens. So me and Will went to this party. On the way, we bought
Whose party was it?
a guy called Archie Rayner, who I kind of half knew, Will was friends with. But we
And it
didn't
was his
know
birthday,
anyone.
was it?
Yeah, it was his birthday party, and I didn't know anyone at the party. Will had just invited me along. At the time, I didn't really drink, so I bought some non-alcoholic beer and 2 cans of soup, mushroom soup. Remember the soup; it's important.
Okay, just why did you bring the soup? Out of interest.
I got taught.
Was
at
that
the
to
time-
share with everyone?
Huh? I got taught as a kid that you always had to bring something to a party. I now know that means like a bottle of wine or something.
Yeah. Or a dip. Or some crisps.
Yeah.
Not some cans of soup.
Not something you have to boil and eat.
What kind of soup was it? Was it minestrone? Was it
Mushroom,
tomato?
Cream with mushroom.
Cream and
Cream and
mushroom.
mushroom.
Okay.
Okay.
Uptown boy.
Yeah. I don't like soup.
It's why you're giving it away.
Yeah, so on the way to this party, we found a cat, and we just started walking with this cat. We picked it up. Turns out it was the cat that was from the party. It was the cat.
Why
Anyway,
would you
it
do
was
that?
Archie's cat.
So you just saw a cat and picked it up and walked with it to a party. So you walk into a party
Yeah.
with 2 cans of mushroom soup and a cat.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, and then we got to the party, and we looked inside, and we arrived on time, but it was packed. So we panicked a little bit and just walked past the party to the local shop because we were too scared to go inside.
Were you still holding the cat?
No, we left the cat. It got angry. It didn't want to be taken. So we got into the shop, and we bought a birthday card, which was just a man wearing not a lot of clothes, and then inside we wrote "Happy Birthday, Archie," and we walked back to this party.
Why did you choose that one of all cards?
Yeah, I know. We didn't know anyone at this party at all.
That's a good way to make friends.
We also had we noticed, and we all knew Archie's house enough, that the front door led into the front room where everyone was for this party, and we didn't really want to be like in the front room with everyone. So we thought, and we were like, oh yeah, the party will have moved. Like, I'll be moving into the garden. And if we go through the back gate, no one will realise that we turned up so late.
Your idea was to kind of slink in,
Yeah.
seamlessly, and mingle. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So me and Will, I managed to get onto a bin to unlock the back gate, and as I sat on the bin, I broke it. That's like
That was a
thing
wheelie
one.
bin. Did you fall
Well,
in the bin?
A big wheelie bin.
Yeah, big wheelie bin, but I like dented I dented it so badly, like that it dented inside where my bum had been. Unlock the gate, get into the party.
Yeah.
We walk round, no one's in the back garden. Oh, sorry.
You've just broken into the back garden.
No one's there. Everyone's inside still. It was raining a little bit, so we were like, So we had to call someone in the party to let us in. We hear Will gets his phone out. Someone called. Calls Archie to say, "Hey, we're in your back garden." Weird enough already. Archie is playing
Was
music.
Archie like, why are you in the back garden?
No, Archie's doing the music to the party. So we call Archie's phone, and suddenly all the music stops, and we just hear. And, but Will was obviously calling Archie. So Archie didn't pick up and just then blocked Will, like wasn't answering any calls, Will.
To be fair, that's poor form from Archie. You should
Yeah, a
the
little
count
bit.
with that.
Yeah, and then so then there was this guy, Will got us into the party, called someone else. And when I say party, it was a group of young teenagers sitting in a living room, drinking, and there were so many in that living room that kind of the kitchen that was attached had like 2 or 3 people standing in, trying to look into the living room, look at all the cool stuff that's happening. And me and Will had then gotten into the kitchen, and no one knew we were there. Archie didn't even know we were at the party. He was in the living room. And at this point, Archie's dad came in cooking pizzas. He was like, "Hey lads, do you mind just giving me a help?" So me and Will ended up helping him cook pizzas for majority of our time at the party, majority of our half an hour.
Yeah.
Will had one conversation with the guy, and then I made the smart move of cracking open the mushroom soup. I thought, at this point,
You didn't get an egg though.
You go. Yeah.
but at this point, all we'd done is gone into the party, stood around for like 20 seconds, been handed some pizzas into like the actual cool part of the house, and then as I opened the soup, we realised Will had smelt it, and it was like, "Oh no, this stinks! Like this is really bad! Like this is horrendous." So at this point,
What did you do with the? Did you cook it?
No, we just left it on the table with Archie's
Well,
card.
open can of mushroom soup.
Oh man, that's not good.
2. And at this point, I gave up all hope of making it into the cool party, and we ran. We opened the door.
So you just
ran.
left your open
Just
canvas
walked, you ran.
and you thought to yourselves, right, this has failed. Our
So
only
me-
option now is to run.
Will, when he's running and panicking, is hilarious. He's lanky. There's a lot of limbs. And I went for the quickest route. Will went along the grass. I went across the wooden decking. Full
Where
sprint
are you running? You're running through the back garden.
Why running?
through the back garden. We thought someone would come beat us. I don't know. And as I ran, for some reason I tried to stop running because I realised that what I was standing on was essentially ice. It was wet wooden and it was mouldy. And I fell dead on my back with so much momentum that I gathered all the garden furniture with me, all like these plastic chairs and tables, and slid in front of the living room where Archie's dad was just sitting and just watched me appear covered in garden furniture. Like I made eye contact in 2 seconds and then just went. We were trying to be like stealthy, not make a lot of noise, and then suddenly all he had was bang as I like flew in front of him. We then gave up, so we like full pro sprint out the back of the garden, back through the gate that we'd broken into, left it unlocked. But at this point, Will became a machine, did something I never thought possible, picked up the bin that was broken, punched it, fixed it with one punch, and then we ran. And then we bolted and we left and we went home and had a pizza, just one between us. Will got picked up and went home. And it was, that's the end of our night.
But my favourite bit is just the image of you running across the decking, slipping over, then sliding on your back, and Archie's dad just sitting in his living room, minding his own business, and then seeing you just slide across the decking with one of his chairs.
Mm.
So have you reconciled? Have you been back, or is that the last they've ever seen of you?
I've never seen his dad again.
Oh, so did you break furniture, or was it just that you just happened to crash into it?
Yeah, I just gathered it all with me as I went. Like, it was like that white plastic furniture. So,
Yeah,
wasn't
no, the
very
stuff,
heavy.
yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't break any. It's because I had a lot of bottles in my bag. I had a lot of glass bottles. Like they pulled me down.
What? Why were you carrying glass bottles?
Alcohol-free beer.
Oh,
You didn't smash any of them then?
No.
oh, good.
Lucky.
Hmm?
That was lucky.
That is
Jeez.
lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, John, I think our time's running up soon. Let's hear an excerpt from the pub that saved my life to finish us off.
Afterwards with the book.
Yeah. So this is the start of chapter 2, and the chapter 2 is called Hello Friend. Doubt is like dominoes. Once it starts, a lot come falling after the first one. This is something huge that defines almost every second and every day of my life. It's horrendous. I want you to imagine that you're swimming with your best mate in a clear, still pool. It's warm water and it's just perfect. You've got free drinks and food. Nothing has you on edge and you're relaxed. Suddenly, a huge wave hits you, pushes you to the bottom of the pool. You can't push yourself off the bottom and your friend is sucked into a hole that's opened up in the floor. And then suddenly, you're on the surface and there's noise. The pool is now like an ocean when it's windy. Water moving so fast, it hurts when it hits your face. You try to reach your friend who has surfaced, but no matter how hard you swim, you keep getting pushed away, and it doesn't stop until someone pushes an off button. And then the chapter goes on. But that's the start of chapter 2.
That's the start.
Yeah.
Sounds like a cheese dream.
Yeah. Like a proper
By the time of your second book, George.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a cheese
yeah.
dream.
I've started writing another one called A Brotherhood Without Banners. Actually uses history as well. A bit of history
Okay.
from.
A little bit of
And
history.
it also involves a TV show called. We'll
Okay.
find out in the future.
We'll hold on to season
Hold off on
2.
the second book. We're
Season
still
2.
exploring the first.
Brilliant. Okay, guys, that's all we've got time for today. It's been great hanging out with Luke and Jordan. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you later, guys.
Ta.